studied last year. Last year we studied phonetics. Okay? The study of the speech sounds in general. Right? The study of the physical operations of speech sounds that result in producing the sounds. This year we are going to study phonetics and phonology. The study of speech sound plus the systematic study of sounds. The study of the functions of the sounds. Okay? I want to ask you some questions that, if you remember, I gave you some terms to define last year, like phonetics, phonology, phoneme, right? Remember? Yes. Phoneme, what else? Accent, dialect, RP, okay? Do you remember what is meant by phoneme, for example? Phoneme, do you remember? Phoneme, the smallest unit of the speech sounds. See, the smallest unit. The what we call it's like the starting of any word, or the smallest elements of any utterance in English. Okay? Okay, let me explain something to you. Our goal here in English department is to study language in general. We have to study language in general. Of course, any language, if you want to acquire, if you want to study any language, you have to start with what? If you want to acquire a new language, to learn a new language, you have to start with what? Sound. With the sounds. Which means what? Hearing. You have to start hearing, listening. Then after that you have to do what? After hearing, then you have to speak. You have to imitate. Right? So language begins with the sound. Okay? Language begins with the sound. As I told you before, in dealing with sounds, we have two sciences, if we can say it so, phonetics and phonology. Yes. Look at this, for example, look at this sentence. Dictionaries are useful. Okay? Dictionaries are useful. Our goal in studying language is that we have to analyze the sentences. We have to study all the elements of the sentence scientifically, okay, systematically. We have to analyze it. Okay? Yes. This level is the sentence level. And if you remember, first lecture I gave you, I told you the science that deals with sentences is what? Syntax. Okay? The science that deals with sentences, the science that analyzes sentences is what? Syntax. Okay? And this is not our matter here, right? This is a higher level of studying language. Yes. Before syntax, we have what here? Words, right? We have this word plus word, which is what? And the science that deals with morphology. Morphology. Okay? Morphology deals with words and phonemes. Morphemes. Morphemes are what? The parts of words, for example. For example, this word consists of how many morphemes? Dictionary plus the S plural. This is also a morpheme. So it consists of two morphemes. The science that deals with words individually, morphology. Okay. Okay? Yes. And yet, this is not our concern. Look at this word, for example, or this word. Yes, let's start with this word. Dictionaries. 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 Is it one syllable, for example? One? No. Dictionaries. Right? Dictionaries. 3 syllables, right? Dictionary. Okay? 3 syllables. Okay? The science that deals with syllables, not individual sounds. The science that deals with syllables, all syllables, the description of sound, phonology. Okay? Phonology. And this is our concern in this course, right? Yet, lower than that, take for example this word, or this word. Can you transcribe it? Transcription, the phonetic transcription, remember last year?
Yeah.
Like, شلون نرسم صوتي؟ Remember? شلون؟ هذا Okay? This is Okay? This is what? This is a phoneme, which is our concern in what? In phonetics. Okay? So the hierarchy is going like that. Okay? Phonetics, phonology, morphology, syntax. Okay? If you see, يعني شوفوا احنا شلون جينا كأنما يعني من الجملة فلسناها لحد ما وصلنا لحد phonemes. Okay? See? يعني شلون مثلا how many phonemes it consists of d plus d, d, k, sh sound, r sound plus e, right? Dictionary or e. Plus r plus e, u, s, l. Okay? Those are like يعني they are like the cells. الخلايا. شلون احنا نسموه جسم الانسان؟ جسم الانسان من نبدا يعني نروح الاصغر وحده هي شنو؟ الخليه، مو صحيح؟ الخليه انه بعد الخلايا مقاطع تامه وتصير عظام ولحم والى اخره لحد ما يكون جسم الانسان كامل. اوكي؟ يس. فاول شلون نقول اساس اللغه core of studying language. Language begins with the sound. The core of the language, or studying language, is what? Phonetics. Okay? But it is more concerned with the physical operations, okay, of producing sounds. Yes. And also with describing sounds, okay? And also it is concerned with listening. Okay? How to acquire, how to listen and imitate. This is phonetics. Then we come to phonology. Phonology, it is more theoretical than phonetics. Okay? It studies the functions of the sounds. How do those sounds function in a language? Okay? In a particular language, not in all languages. Phonology deals with sounds in a particular language, okay? In a specific language. It deals with the functions. Phonology deals with the functions of sound. Okay? It deals with the functions of the sounds. يعني شنو function؟ وظيفة. Okay? شنو شو يسوي؟ It also deals with what? If you remember last year, we said that how do you distinguish between vowels and consonants, for example? Do you remember? How do you distinguish? How you differentiate between sounds? Between vowels and consonants? Yes.
There is the sound of vowels out from the throat, but the consonant is from the lips. The lips is smooth.
Not only this, we have also other reasons regarding with the production. You remember how do we produce vowels and how do we produce consonants? Remember? How do we produce consonants? For example, p sound, b and a. Do you remember? What's going on with the for example, that's going out from the lungs? No. Yes.
So the air comes from the lungs and out from the mouth.
This is correct. But what is going on, for example, with the consonant sounds?
So the lips upward.
No, there is. If you remember, there is some kind of obstruction to the airflow. You remember? Why do we? If you remember last year, why do we start with dealing with consonants rather than vowels? Because they are easy to describe. Because of what? Because there is some kind of obstruction to the airflow. So each sound, each consonant sound, has its own way of production. Okay? So it's very easy to distinguish them. Unlike the vowels. Vowels are very difficult to distinguish because there is no obstruction to the airflow. They are produced and almost the same way. Okay? So, the traditional distinction between vowels and consonants is what? The way of production, right? But still we have some problems here. Like, for example, the he sound. This is also considered what? It is considered as consonant, right? But it is produced with no obstruction to the airflow. So here it looks like the vowels. And also the way sound, the ye sound, right? So, phonology comes here to solve this problem. And doing what? It deals with this. If you remember last year, we couldn't finish the chapter of the consonant sequences and the vowel sequences. Okay, we have to study the sequences of consonants and the sequences of vowels. What consonant comes after the other? يعني شلون معادلة؟ يعني هذا يجي ورا هذا وهذا وهذا. هذا الصوت يجي ورا هذا وهذا وهذا. ثابت يعني كل الكلمة ثم أخذ كل الكلمة فعرفوا إنه هذه الأصوات شنو يجي وراها وهذا شنو يجي وراها. Okay. So phonology deals with such matter, which is what? The study of the distribution of sounds. Phonology deals with the distribution of sounds. Okay? The study of the distribution, توزيع الأصوات. يعني يا صوت هذا يجي هذا الصوت شو يجي بعده هذا الصوت شو يجي بعده. يعني نعطيكم examples بالكتاب إنه هذا درسنا for example صوت ال sound. We couldn't find any consonant sounds comes after the sound, for example. Okay? Except one exception we have. This is the ye sound. Okay? And in all cases, the he sound followed by a vowel sound. Okay? And so the other sounds. Okay? So phonology deals with the functions of the sounds. شنو وظيفتهم? And also the distribution of sounds. Okay? And also, all in all, phonology deals with the patterns. The patterns of sounds. The patterns of sounds. Okay? So can anyone give me one distinction between phonetics and phonology? Can you give one distinction? زينب. One distinction. يعني فرق. One distinction, if you can give me, between phonetics and phonology. If I gave you a question and tell you compare or distinguish between phonetics and phonology, what would you tell me? Think of it. Come on. Yes.
Phonetics is the produce of the sound.
Yes, the production of sounds.
Production of the sound.
Yes.
Phonology deals with the function of the sound.
Functions of the sound. Very good. This is one point. Another point. Yes.
Phonetics is the transcription of the word.
Very good.
Phonology is the description of the sound.
Distribution or description. Very good. This is a very good point. Phonetics is the transcription of words. يعني الرسم الصوتي. Transcription. Phonetic transcription. يعني phonetics give you only sounds. It deals with words or sentences or utterances like sounds. Okay? يعني ندرس in phonetics أصوات. ما له علاقة. هاي الكلمة يتعامل وياها كصوت. ما له علاقة بالحروف، بموقعها من الجملة، يعني الأمور القواعدية الأخرى ما له علاقة بها. Okay? It deals with the sounds. Right? Phonology deals with what? With words systematically or scientifically. يعني شلون يحلل الكلمة، يحللها صوتيا. Okay? So phonology يعني phonology we can say studies the rules of sound. It deals with the rules of sounds. And if you notice this hierarchy, phonetics, phonology, we started dealing with rules from phonology. Okay, we started dealing with rules from phonology. So here grammar begins. Grammar begins with phonology. Okay, because it is the first science in the linguistic hierarchy that deals with what? With rules of sounds. Okay? Yes. Of course, after syntax here in this hierarchy, we have what? We have semantics. Semantics is the lexical meaning. The lexical meaning plus the meaning in the sentence. Lexical meaning يعني معنى dictionary meaning. Dictionary sense. يعني المعنى القاموسي للكلمة. معنى الحرفي. Okay? And after semantics we have pragmatics. Okay? Which deals with what? Pragmatics deals with the intended meaning by speaker. يعني شنو المعنى المقصود. Okay? While semantics deals with the lexical. Okay?
Can we say that phonetics is the small part from phonology?
It is not a small part from phonology. It is the base of phonology. هو أساسه. هو أصلاً يعني مو جزء منها. بالعكس, we can say phonology يعني in this sense we can say phonology is part of phonetics. Phonetics is the base.
So phonology is dependent on phonetics?
Of course, if we don't.
The opposite.
No, if we don't have phonetics, we don't have phonology. This is the science that studies phonetics. Okay, in this sense. يعني احنا إذا ما عندنا مثلا ما عندنا لغة أصلا. ليش ندرس علم اللغة؟ ليش عندنا علم اسمه علم اللغة؟ ما عندنا بناء، ليش عندنا مثلا هندسة بناء وإنشاءات؟ Okay, so this is the base of phonetics. In dealing with phonetics, we have as I told you at the beginning of this lecture, the phonemes. The phonemes The phonemes are the smallest units in sounds that make a difference in meaning, that distinguish one word from another. طبعا phonetically. That distinguish one word from another phonetically. Okay? يعني هذا الفونيم. For example, take this example. But and put. Okay? If you want to transcribe them, this is but and this is put or put, right? Okay? If you notice, they are pronounced the same way. يعني put but, put but, put but. Okay? But the distinction here between those two words is what? Is pe and be. Okay? Which is what we consider here phonetically, not morphologically. Phonetically, they are what? Phonemes. Okay? They are what? Phonemes. Okay? And we have in English, how many phonemes do we have? That's what? How many? 24, right? 24 consonants, phonemes, and 20 vowels, right? Okay? And they are phonemes, not sounds. This is certain. By the way, not all the phonemes are not the same, and are not sounds. Like what, for example? Take this example: hell, whole, he, him, his, etc. Okay? They are all he. They are in this word and this. They are what? The same phoneme, right? Correct? They are the same phoneme, the he phoneme. But they are different sounds. يعني هن نفس الفونيم بس different sounds. شلون؟ If you remember also last year, the sounds, all the sounds depend on the following sound. The sound comes after or before. Remember? The sound that comes after, the sound that comes after or before. So they are pronounced differently according to the sounds that they follow. Right? ذكرون؟ قلنا هذا الصوت يخلي هذا أطول وهذا أقل وهذا أقصر وهذا. So they are different sounds. يعني بكل هاي الكلمات لأن مو نفس الصوت ما تقدر تعامله as the same sound. But they are the same phoneme. The same phoneme. Take another example. You remember the aspirated right? This one. This is what? This is aspirated and we have the p, which is not aspirated. Aspirated, which is not aspirated. They are also the same phoneme, but obviously they are different sounds, right? Correct? So now you know the phoneme and the sound, the distinction. And what is phoneme? Phoneme, the smallest unit in phonetics that distinguish one word from another in meaning. Okay? And also, it is not the phonemes distinguish one word from another, and also they distinguish whole utterances. They distinguish one utterance from another. Okay? Yes, this is with the phoneme. Okay? I want you to write down the following notes. Okay? I want you to write down after me. Okay? Write down. Write down. Yes. Yes. Each phoneme each phoneme طبعا اللي هي هذه مع هذا المثال. Okay, each phoneme may be represented. Each phoneme may be represented by different sounds. Each phoneme may be represented by different sounds in different positions. Okay? Each phoneme may be represented by different sounds in different positions. وكتبوا هذا المثال. يعني كتبوا شلون؟ Different sounds in different positions. Okay? In different positions. And of course, before this note, you had to write the definition of phoneme, the smallest unit in speech that distinguish one word from another. The smallest unit in speech that distinguish one word from another. Okay? Yes. And don't forget the examples. Yes. And also write down these notes. Done? 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 Yes. Okay. In this course here, of course, we are an English department, so we deal with English sounds. Okay, we deal with English, the sounds of English. Okay, the production of sounds of English, right? But all of you, I think, know that English has different accents. Yani they are pronounced, the sound or the words pronounced differently in different places. I think you noticed that the American, for example, pronounce words differently from in a different way, right? From the British people, right? And also the people of Scotland, for example, the people of Ireland, all of those are native speakers of English, but they speak English differently, in different ways, right? And this is what we call what? Accents. Different accents. Okay? And I think you know that in the first year and the second year we deal with which accent? The British, which is what? The formal British accent. Yeah, here. RP, right? Received pronunciation. Received the pronunciation. The accent, the kind of accent that spoken by educated people in southeast England, right? And the new term for this accent is what? Is the BBC, and someone had BBC English, RP. And the accent we are studying in this course is the RP, which is an old-fashioned, actually it is an old-fashioned term for the accent. Nowadays they call it as the BBC accent, which means the accent, okay, yes. This is the RP, this is our choice here in this course. We are dealing with the RP. Okay, so if I ask you a question, what is the accent we are dealing with in this course? This is the RP, which is what? used by educated English speakers in Southeast England, and what we call it BBC accent. Yes. And if you remember last year I gave you another term which is dialect. You remember? Dialect. Okay, هذا شنو؟ accent. وعندنا الدايلكت. شنو الدايلكت؟ اي لا accent. dialect. لكنة. بس شنو يعني؟ What is the concept of dialect?
Same country, dialect in same country.
For example, Iraq has many dialects.
Yes.
Iraq has many dialects of Arabic.
They have different between.
Just give me the concept of dialect. Yes.
Different sound for the word in the same country.
The different what?
Sound.
Sounds. It is only one part of the concept of dialect is the way of pronunciation. But it has also another. Actually, dialect concerned with not only phonetics. It is also concerned with phonology, with morphology, with syntax, and also with semantics, with the pragmatics. Dialect and it has
Which different rules on the grammar?
very good. Even different rules, even different grammar, even different patterns, even different morphology. Like for example, in Iraq we call the heater of the water, سخان ماء سهل geyser. In Lebanon they call it azan. Okay, the same item has two different words. Okay, and also here in Iraq we have another examples. In Najaf we call when we want to hold something we say what kumsha, right? In the south, in the بالجنوب العراق شو يقولون كفة صح? In certain cases. This is a morphological difference. We have phonological differences and also differences concerned with phonetics, the pronunciation, the way of pronunciation. Like zien, they said zine, right? This is phonological and differences concerned with phonetics. The morphological differences, like two different words for the same item, and also some rules. We have in certain cases we have some differences between the English grammar, the British grammar, if we can say so, and the American grammar. For example, there are some differences in the way writing the date of something. يعني التاريخ البريطاني I think تكتب مثلا الشهر اليوم والشهر والسنة مثلا، اوكي؟ بينما الامريكي لا بالعكس تكتب اليوم وهنا الشهر وهنا السنة. Okay? So there are differences in the rules. And this is also the matter of dialect. واضحة؟ بس إذا أقول لك distinguish between dialect and accent. شو تقول لي؟ Accent is a matter of different pronunciation. Is a matter of pronunciation. While dialect, it is differences in pronunciation, differences in the morphological, in words and whatsoever, and also in some syntactical rules, in grammar also. Okay? Yes. This is the accent and dialect, and we are dealing with the BBC accent here in this course, the RP accent. Because it is, as I told you before, it is the original accent, It is the, I may say so, it is the hardest, actually, it is the hardest accent. And if you master it, you can easily master the other accents of English. They are easier. يعني American accent, I think you notice that it is easier than the British accent. Yes. In dealing with phonetics, by the way, the course we are dealing with here, the course book here, the first part, I think 3 chapters of this book dealing with phonetics, okay, with phonetics, with phonemes, with the articulation, with the physical operations, modifications that produce sounds, and also with the positions of sounds, how do we pronounce them, the vowels and all the consonants. And the other part of this course is the theoretical part, which is phonology. Okay? So we have here chapter, I think chapter 2. Chapter 2. The production of speech sounds. The production of speech sounds. How do we produce sounds? How do you produce sounds? What are the physical operations, modifications that result in producing the sounds? Physical operations اللي هم أخذناها الآن. يعني شلون air comes from the lungs to the pharynx, to the larynx, and then to the mouth, and then it comes out as comes to the air as sounds. And we have here this operation. We have another sub operations, like for example, how the tongue is moving, how the mouth, the lips moving, the soft palate, the hard palate. We have certain contacts with the tongue, with the teeth, very good, with the teeth, with the hard palate, with the soft palate, okay, and so on. This is the matter of chapter 2, the production of speech sound. Articulators above the larynx, articulators above the larynx. يعني then الأعضاء النطق اللي هن يعني mainly concerned with the production of sounds. Okay, and which is called the articulators above the larynx called what؟ يعني كل أعضاء النطق اللي تشترك بعملية إنتاج الصوت they are called the vocal tracts. Okay, the vocal tract يعني شلون الصندوق الصوتي الجهاز الصوتي اللي يشترك بإنتاج الصوت اللي يتضمن شنو؟ التونج واللارينكس والسوفت باليت والهارد باليت والتيث etc. Okay. then طبعا شوفوا هذا الدايجرام. هذه الهارد باليت سيرفور هارد باليت. الالفيولار ريدج هذه اللي فوق الاسنان. yes. And also the soft palate يعني هي شلون يعني البوابة اللي للأنف يعني هي اللي تمنع الهواء من يخرج من الأنف. لا هي يعني شلون تمنع يعني من أغلب الأصوات الصحيحة تلفظ from the mouth يعني they are produced from the mouth. ليش؟ لأن السوفت شو اسمها؟ السوفت باليت الفيلم المصطلح هذا العام ما أخذته. فيلم هي soft palate. The soft palate prevents the air to go through the nose and most of the consonant sounds except the nasal sounds. يكون nasal sounds من اسمها nasal يعني not all the air goes through the nose but we can say 50% of the air goes through the nose and the other from the mouth. Okay. Yes. This is the soft palate, and also the pharynx. The pharynx يعني بالعربي شنو pharynx؟ Anjali. Right? Yes. And the tongue, of course, the tongue is very important. Is very important articulator since it deals with the all sounds, and its movement distinguish the sound from another. Okay. You have here on page 9. Okay. The soft palate or velum is seen in the diagram, the position that allows air to pass through the nose and through the mouth. It is in the position that allows air to move, to pass through the nose and through the mouth. يعني هي مثل الصمام هذا السوفت باليت، يعني بالضبط كأنما صمام تسمح للهواء يخرج من الفم أو من الأنف. أوكي حسب الصوت. We call these and we call the consonants that the sounds that by the way, the tongue, if we the tongue here, we can say that the tongue is the base of the pronouncing the sounds. For example, when the tongue touches the alveolar ridge, okay, the soft palate, sorry. When it touches the soft palate, we call the sounds in this way, in this matter, we call it velar sounds. Velar sounds. يعني اللسان إذا يصير in contact with the alveolar ridge راح شو نسميه velar. يعني مجرد ما اللسان صار contact ويا الالveolar ridge صارت الأصوات حسبت على الالveolar ridge. صارن velar consonants. The hard palate, yeah, the hard palate, it is the roof of the mouth, right? It is the roof of the mouth. The hard palate is often called the roof of the mouth. You can feel its smooth, curved surface with your tongue, okay, like this. I hear the hard palate. A consonant made with the tongue close to the hard palate is called palatal. يعني قلنا هنا شو الاساس اللسان بالموفمنت، يعني اللسان اذا صار in contact with the alveolar ridge صارت شنو؟ عفوا ويا ايش اسمها؟ ويا الفيلم صار الفيلر كونسونانت. اذا صار ويا الهارد باليت صار شنو؟ palatal. Okay, palatal. Yes. Okay, يعني if I gave you this statement, a consonant or consonants made with the tongue close to the hard palate is called dash. Palatal. Or correct the following statement. The consonant produced or made with the tongue close to the hard palate is called velar. This is not correct. This is not correct. They are palatal. Yes. The alveolar ridge is between the top front teeth and the hard palate. The alveolar ridge between the top front teeth and the hard palate. Okay. شوفوا هذا يعني فوق الأسنان بعد الأسنان وقبل الهارد باليت. Right? Yes. Sounds made with the tongue touching the alveolar ridge are called alveolar. The last line. The sounds made with the tongue touching here, and the alveolar ridge, called alveolar. Alveolar sounds. Alveolar sounds. Then the tongue, I told you before, it is the most important part in the vocal tracts. Okay? اللي هو tongue, اللسان. The tongue is very important articulator and it can be moved into many different places and different shapes. Because it's moving all the time, most of the time. Okay, so it is sound share the tongue movement. Most of the sounds share the tongue movement. the tongue and can be moved into many different places and different shapes. It is usual to divide the tongue into different parts, though there are no clear dividing lines with its structure. If you remember last year, we dealt with consonants in detail. You remember? يعني درسنا شلون الحركة تصير وشلون الموفمنتس مال الاورجنز اوف سبيتش وهذا شلون يتحرك وهذا بأي طريقة. If you remember then النوتس. بينما الفاولز ما درسنا عنها بهالطريقة. Right? This year we are going to deal with vowels in such way. شلون؟ من خلال اللسان. اللسان we have front vowels. يعني they are produced with the tongue in the front place of the tongue, and we have back vowels and also according to the highest of the tongue. يعني إذا كان اللسان the highest، يعني إذا كان اللسان low or high، يعني إذا كان عالي أو ناصب. فراح ندرس الفاولز بالشابتر 3 او هذا الشابتر واللي بعده. Okay. According to the highest and according to according to its place in the tongue, and also according to the position of the tongue. طبعا then according to its place يعني then vowel sounds. Okay, vowel sounds. We have also the teeth, sounds made with the tongue touching the front teeth, such as English th and th are called dental. يعني the sounds that have direct contact with the tongue have direct contact with the teeth is what is called dental. Dental sounds. The lips, the last organ, the lips are important in speech. They can be pressed together when produced. They sound like p and p, p and p. They are pronounced with the lips closed. With the lips closed. Sounds in which the lips are in contact with each other are called bilabial. Bilabial, and while those with the lip to teeth contact are called labiodental. Bilabial and labiodental. Lip to teeth, lip to teeth, labiodental. While the lips in contact with each other, the sounds produced are called bilabial. Okay, bilabial. Yes. You have vowel and consonant. Vowel and consonant. I told you before how to distinguish between vowels and consonants. Last year we studied the way of production, consonants, and the way of production vowels. Okay, but this year we are going to deal with the function or with the distribution of consonants and vowels. Okay, in English. Go to page 11, please. Page 11. Page 11. Page 11. Then have the second part. Okay, listen please.
Make a vowel like that.
Like E in English. Yes.
E. In the English word C.
Yes.
Look in the mirror. If you tell your A silently, you will be able to see that the tone is held of the cloud to the roof of the mouth.
Yes.
Now make in vowel as in the word cat. Notice how they stand between the surface of the tongue and the roof of the mouth.
Yes.
It now makes much greater the difference between A and S is difference of
Difference of tone. Yes.
height.
Height.
And we would describe A as
Relatively.
close vowel and S as a relatively open vowel.
Open vowel. Okay, look. If you pronounce the look at the E, for example, E sound, E, the long E, the long E sound, E. Okay. Like in C, look in the mirror. If you tilt your head back slightly, you will be able to see that the tongue is held close to the roof of the mouth. The tongue is held close to the roof of the mouth. يعني شنو؟ قريب من الهارد بالت. E E بينما هذا الصوت. هذا E هذا شنو؟ قريب قريب للروف of the mouth, so it is what? It is close vowel. While the for example, it is wider than the E, so it is called open. It is open. Again, according to the height of the tongue. Okay, this is according to the height of the tongue. Yes, can be.
Tone height can be changed by moving the tone up or down, or moving the lower ear up or down. Usually we use some.
We use some combination. Jaw. Up
or down. Usually we use some combination of two sorts of movement. But when drawing charts of the heat degree
diagrams, yes.
Diagrams such as 1 and 2.
Yes, it is usually found similar.
It is usually found similar to
illustrate
tone shifts for vowels, as if tone height were
altered by tone movement alone. Okay? هذه diagram شوفوا هذه position of the tongue in E. It is very close to the palate, right? To the hard palate. And it is open. Okay, so I think this point is clear. The first point, the first matter to that we analyze the production of vowel sounds is the height of the tongue, right? Yes. There's Zainab. Zainab is point 2, making the two vowels.
In making the two vowels above, it is the front part of the tone that is raised. We could therefore describe as E as completely front vowel. By changing the shape of the tone, we can produce vowels in which a different part of the tongue is the highest point. A vowel in which the part of the tongue is the highest point is called a back vowel.
A back vowel. Okay, so we have here also, according to the position of pronouncing the sound, the vowel sound in the tongue. يعني موقع اللفظ باللسان. يعني اكو عندنا شنو front vowels e and a, e a, front vowels. لأن شو يسمون عندنا؟ لأن هسه صار close، هذا close وهذا open according to the height of the tongue. وبعد حسب مكانهم بالنطق يعني باللسان. ايش عندنا؟ لأن شنو اثنيناتهم؟ front. اوكي، they are front. يعني تحس هنا منطق. اوكي بس. بعد مثل او مثل هذا الصوت تو بلو تو. هسه الفظ الاي والا اي ا و اي اي او اي او. تحسه يعني شوف الفرق، هذا باك هذا فرونت. هذا باك فرونت وهذا back. Okay. So our dealing with the, and we are going to deal with vowel sounds according to this way, the height of the tongue and the place of pronouncing or production in the tongue also. So the tongue here is the base. حسب اللسان. Whether close or open حسب يعني من تنطق انت من تنطق الصوت مبين. يعني اعطيكم اصوات واقول لكم according to the height give me شنو according to the height and to the place. قل لي هذا مثلا close or open. مجرد ما تلفظه يعني الصوت لا تعرفه. مجرد ما تلفظه راح تعرف تلقائيا تعرف لا close or open لو front or back. يعني it is not difficult actually. Yes.